Well, indeed, we are coming live from Pretoria at Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma's residence. As you are aware that she is the former Foreign Affairs Minister in South Africa. She's also the former chairperson of the AU Commission, and now she is currently the minister responsible for local government and also traditional affairs, but above all, a long-standing member of the African National Congress. She has been in exile. She has been working hard in the country post-1994 and continued to work within the ANC different structures, particularly the NEC. But I think of interest, many people yesterday saw Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma voting in Parliament yesterday when the Section 89 report that deals with Phala Phala was presented before Parliament, and parliamentarians had to decide whether should they continue with what the report was saying in terms of looking at whether there's anything wrong in terms of what the president did or how he handled the Phala Phala matter, and to get clarity from her in terms of how she voted and other issues of importance around the country and around the world. I'm now joined by Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, good day.
Good day, Sophie. How are you?
I'm fine. Few hours really ahead of the ANC National Conference. You are a veteran politician. You are a veteran leader, not only in South Africa, but on the continent as well. Yesterday, many people were shocked when you took a decision to vote in support of continuing with the probe in relation to the report that was presented before Parliament, and many people saying you actually defied the party position as it was communicated with the media and the South Africans, because that's what the chairperson said. He said after the NEC meetings there was an agreement and a position to speak in one voice as members of the ANC. Why did you defy the party?
I didn't defy the party. I voted as a public representative in Parliament. But let's go back to the party. In the party, I'm an NEC member. In the NEC, issues like these should be debated exhaustively by everyone in the NEC before a conclusion is reached. That Monday, I think it was the 4th or something, a meeting took place. There were about 80 names that were pronounced that are going to speak, including my name. But somewhere at number 50-something, we're told there's a glimpse of the summary. It's a glimpse of the summary. No, it's not the summary, it's just a glimpse. Then the next thing, the meeting is stopped. And we protested. I'm one of the people who protested that no, you can't say this is a summary when more than 20 people haven't spoken. How do you know what they were going to say, and how do you know what the conclusion was going to be when they've spoken? We were ignored. Meeting was stopped abruptly. I actually went to the 3 leaders of the top 6. And I said, this is wrong. We must be given an opportunity to debate this matter, all of us. You can't give instructions when you haven't debated. We all believe in democratic centralism, but democratic centralism is not for a few. It's for all of us. You debate the issues. And when you have debated the issues exhaustively, you come to a conclusion. And then everybody follows that conclusion. This didn't happen this time. And if we're going to allow that kind of behavior within the ANC, that because it means you are actually defining other people outside that meeting. So we shouldn't allow it. It's wrong, it's unprecedented, it's wrong. I did inform the leadership, even of how I'm going to vote based on that. That's number one. They know it. If you were to ask them, 3 of them know it.
Who are these 3?
Well, it was the chair, the TG, and the deputy president. So they were not surprised.
So the chairperson, I'll come to the second issue. The chairperson of the ANC, Gwede Mantashe, and the treasurer general, who is also acting as the secretary general of the ANC, Paul Mashadile, who is actually the engine of the party, and the deputy president of the ANC, led the nation when they said the NEC adopted that position.
Well, I'm not going to speak for them. I'm telling you what happened at the meeting. I didn't speak. I was in the list. There were 20-something people who still needed to speak. So you can draw your own conclusion. If they say there was a decision, it means they are defining us out of that meeting. And I did say to them, this is wrong, and you can't give instruction based on a discussion that excluded others. Secondly, coming now to the report itself. The report does not say president is guilty. The report does not say the president must go. All that the report says is that based on their discussions, there are still questions that need to be answered. So I didn't see anything wrong with that. It's not saying the president is guilty. It's not saying president must go. I don't see anything wrong when somebody is just to clear whatever the panel. Remember, this report is a report of a panel set up by Parliament. It's a report chaired by former Justice Ngobo, who is a very renowned jurist, not only in South Africa, but even abroad. He is respected, he did his job, he concluded, because he was not asked to find the president guilty. No, he wasn't even asked to say whether the president should leave or not. He was just asked whether there is a case to answer, and he said no, yes. And I didn't see anything wrong with that.
Minister, some people are saying you have explained that the processes within the NEC were not exhausted. It is understandable. But others out there are saying when there was a Nkandla report, you supported the position that was taken by the leadership and the NEC, and people feel that it's a betrayal of what you stand for in terms of always respecting the leadership.
I respect the leadership. Even now, I respect the leadership. I've never disrespected the leadership. What I did yesterday was not disrespectful to the leadership. No, I wasn't disrespectful. I was not disrespecting leadership. They know it. I've never disrespected them.
Going forward, in terms of this report and your view, what has happened, and also to ensure that people who are watching understand this better, what needs to be done to undo the perception and the damage that you defied the party? You explained that the processes were not exhausted. In other words, the leadership was not acting in good faith, or also misled the South African public when they said that this is the NEC position.
Well, it's up to the leadership. There is nothing I can do as a person. I've discussed this with the leadership. It's up to them to decide what to do. But I'm a very disciplined cadre of the ANC, actually. I am. But I also do want to debate issues. If I'm elected to a structure, I want to contribute to that structure. So my vote yesterday does not mean I'm defiant. No, I'm not.
In terms of what the chairperson of the ANC said yesterday to my colleague Mzwandile Mbeje is that this matter, in terms of the members who voted with the opposition or voted in support.
No.
Yes, I agree.
I think just stop there. I did not vote with the opposition. When you are in parliament, you raise your hand and take an oath and you say, I, Nkosazana.
Yes.
I wasn't voting with the opposition.
In terms of you voting with your conscience yesterday, the chairperson is saying they are going to discuss this. If there's a action to be taken, do you think you'll be able to defend your position? What do you make of Gwede Mantashe saying this matter will have to be presented
I
before
think you
the
must ask him, because it's not the first time.
Are you not worried that you'll be expelled or disciplinary action will be instituted against you as the member of the party?
Well, if the party wants me to answer, I'll answer. But the party must also be consistent. We have people in this NEC who have done this before. And they are there. They've never been even asked a question.
Now,
so consistent is important in the party as well.
You have made yourself available for the position of the president of the ANC. And in terms of the nominations, your name was not included in the list of candidates who got a threshold to be on the ballot based on the current processes, even though there's still a process at conference that is the nomination from the floor. With all what has happened, are you still going to soldier on in terms of availing yourself should someone in the conference say from the floor, I nominate Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma for position of the president, and which reminds me of 2007, all those who were almost like in the slate of former President Mbeki. It was clear 5 days before the conference that the numbers in terms of provinces were not in their favor. Are you still going to do the same and soldier on even though the writing is on the wall?
I don't know which writing is on the wall, but yes. Your writing on the wall I don't understand, because the guidelines say people can be nominated from the floor. If I'm not nominated, it's fine. If I'm nominated and I get the threshold, I will avail myself.
The other thorny issue is women. When you look at the nominations, particularly for officials, I know that the ANC tends to say the top 6 is not a structure, the structure is the NEC, and therefore if you have women within the NEC, that's how you look at it. You don't look at the top 6. But the reality is, if women are not occupying powerful positions, they can't expect to have influence in some of the important decisions. The ANC members during this nomination process, they failed to confirm women to be on the ballot in terms of higher positions, except the Deputy Secretary General position, which for me it's a regress compared to what they got in Polokwane and later in terms of women being in the part of the officials. What is your view? Are we regressing as a country, and what has led to this, where people don't have confidence in women leadership?
Yes, I think it's important that women should be in the top leadership. In reality, it should be 50-50, even in the officials. Because we may say officials are not a structure. They are the most important structure, actually, if you come to think of it. They decide the agenda, they decide the issues, they process the issues. So they are the most important structure. It's important that women are there. But we know that there is still patriarchy in the organization and in society. And it's for all the progressive members of the ANC to push that we should have enough women in the ANC. Because we can't boast of being free, as the late OR said, as a country, if women are not free. And if we are not, because what happens in the ANC is also mirrored in society, in business, in many other areas of human endeavor. Women must be part of every aspect of life, in every area of human endeavor. Women must be there. So that's my view. In the economy, they must be there. In academia, in the judicial, in politics, they must be there. And the ANC must lead the way. ANC, we boast as ANC of being the leader of society. Now, if we say our constitution says we are all equal and we are non-sexist, the ANC then, if it's we are the leader of society, we must lead even in that.
And finally, Minister, in terms of what has transpired, are you still going to be able to serve the current president with honesty and dedication as you demonstrated previously with other leaders? And do you think there will be that trust between him and you based on the fact that...
I don't discuss cabinet matters here.
But you are still willing to serve?
I don't discuss that here.
But for South Africans, they would want to know that, are you still willing to serve the nation? Because when he appoints ministers, the appointments are linked to serving the nation.
Serving the nation, yes.
Thank you for your time, Minister.
I will serve the nation in any capacity. As a minister, if I'm a minister, I'm serving. But even if I wasn't a minister, I'll still serve the nation in one way or another. That's my life.
Thank you for your time, Minister. Thank you, Blaine in studio and the team. We will continue with the discussions with the Minister with the intention to talk about other issues that are related to international balance of forces. As you know, that the Minister is the former chairperson of the AU Commission, and perhaps delve deeper into ANC issues with the intention to bring you a full interview later today.